When I first started working out, I wanted to stop looking skinny. I wanted to find a workout specifically made to make me look bigger fast. When looking for a workout that made me bigger faster, I realized that there wasn't one out there. When I started lifting weights and building a lot of muscle mass, I decided to make one for myself. I decided to make my own weightlifting program that made me bigger as soon as possible. It was a weird weightlifting split, and I didn't think it was gonna work, and I was surprised that it actually did. My name is Mario Rios. I'm a certified personal trainer with a degree in exercise science. In this video, I give you the workout routine that makes you bigger in less than 30 days. Before getting into the step-by-step guide of how to look bigger in 30 days, I want to tell you what I mean by looking bigger. So this is not what I mean by looking bigger. To illustrate what I mean, I'm gonna use this side-by-side comparison. This is John Jones at two different weights. I think most of us will agree that the one on the left looks more muscular because of the lower body fat. We're trying to build a physique type of a lighter version of John Jones. Physiques that these workouts achieve are McGregor and Ronaldo. This is the most attractive physique scientifically, which is the V-taper physique. The V-taper is a narrow waist, wide shoulders, and a muscular back. To get a V-taper, you have to lift weights. You can get a narrow waist and a decent looking chest without lifting weights, but in order to get the shoulders and the muscular back needed, you have to lift weights and there's no way around it. Wide shoulders and a muscular back is what makes you look bigger, not your arms or your chest. So this leads into the workout plan to make you look bigger in 30 days. So this workout split is 6 days a week with one rest day. This is meant for people who have been lifting for over 1 year. I say over 1 year because that means you have the discipline and the consistency to get this split done. If this is you, that means you have the discipline and the commitment to look bigger fast. So I'm gonna give you the workout step by step. So here's what your week would look like. Monday would be back and shoulders, Tuesday leg and biceps, Wednesday back and shoulders again, Thursday legs and triceps, Friday back and shoulders for the third time, and Saturday just chest by itself. Yeah, this is a pretty weird split, but I want to emphasize that this is temporary. You only want to do this between 1 to 3 months. Anything less, you won't see the benefits. Anything more, you're going to start creating imbalances. But the imbalance of a big back and wide shoulders compared to the rest of your physique is not the worst thing in the world. So I used this split for 3 months, and honestly, it worked really well for me. My back and shoulders are one of my strongest areas of my body, and my chest isn't lagging behind like you would think. Doing back 3 times a week is actually good for your posture too because it's very underused. We use our pushing muscles like our chest and how we sit and stand like this. So using your back actually corrects your posture. So that's another added benefit from doing back 3 times a week. And also the biggest benefit is obviously a bigger looking physique. You probably noticed that biceps and triceps are only once a week, so you're only training your arms once a week, which is probably a concern for you. But I realized that shoulders are part of the arm that makes your arm look bigger. And not only that, you can actually integrate triceps and biceps into your workouts too. For example, for shoulders, I would do military press and maybe like a push press, which goes like that. That also hits my triceps. And for back, I would do maybe chin-ups and an underhand row so that I'm actually working my biceps there too. So to build your triceps and biceps with a split, you have to use them as a secondary muscle in big movements for your back and your shoulders. And for chest, you would do more sets on one day, but I'm just gonna break it down for you. The chest doesn't make your physique look that much bigger. It's that simple. Before going into the rest of the video, if you've liked the video so far, please leave a like. It tells YouTube you enjoyed the content. It also helps the channel out and tells YouTube that you like this kind of content. So now you know that the shoulders and the back are what make your physique look bigger. So I'm gonna get into the specifics of what part of the shoulder and what part of the back makes you look bigger. So for the shoulder, you have the front delt, the lateral delt, and the posterior delt. The lateral delt is what gives you the width, so that's the part you should be focusing on. But I do want to emphasize the rear delt. The rear delt is typically underdeveloped in people who lift weights, and the front delt is overdeveloped. So the rear delt is where your focus should be on, aside from the lateral delt. Your front delt typically just grows with other movements as well as shoulder training, so you don't have to worry too much about getting that bigger. For your back, it's your lats, which are on the side like the wings, and your traps, and that one's pretty simple. So now I'm gonna get into the actual movements to help you build these specific parts of your back and your shoulder. So for your shoulders, the lateral delt is the one you want to build, and that one's done through raises. You should do raises with the dumbbells. I also like doing raises with the cables. The cables give a different kind of resistance, so be sure to be using those as well. You can't forget about your shoulder presses, your military press, your push press as well to get the triceps involved. Those are massive as well. Lastly is the rear delt. The rear delt I found is the hardest one to build, but the best exercise by far to build the rear delt is the reverse pec deck. Honestly, that's transformed my rear delt, so be sure to be using that one as well. For your back, I found that deadlifts, rows, lat pull down, and pull-ups are the biggest ones to make your back look bigger fast. You also want to build your traps, so shrugs are pretty good. For some reason, my traps have grown really fast, so I never have to integrate shrugs. Deadlift does enough for me, so if you do have traps that kind of lag behind, I do recommend doing shrugs, but for a lot of us, I feel like deadlift is probably sufficient for that. And to get this V-taper physique, I do recommend training standing up. So Training standing up will allow you to use your transverse abdominis, and it'll help you build your abs. If you want to look like an athlete, which is what the V taper really is, you have to train like one, so you have to train on your feet. An example of what I mean by this is if you're doing a shoulder press, don't shoulder press sitting down with your back against like a seat. You want to be doing it standing up on your feet, using your abs, using your core to stabilize. This makes you make sure you get a narrow waist and you look more athletic. I see so many people sitting down doing exercises, which to me doesn't make much sense. You're just making it a lazier exercise and not using your core. So if you want to develop like a narrow waist and a muscular abs, the best way to do that is just by training standing up. I know this is a weird split, so you might have some concerns with it, but believe me, it works. I'm a person who practices what he preaches, and I did this for a couple months, and it helped me create a V taper that I never had before and I never went back from. Trust me, if you do this, you will look bigger in 30 days. If you like this video, why not check out another video that's on the screen right now, subscribe, and I'll see you later.